Learning objectives and notes. Learning objectives. Students can understand the topic of refugee crisis and the issue regarding migrants in EU nations. Students can connect migrants in EU nations to migrants and international workers in Taiwan. Questions. What are some of the reasons why refugees are coming to the EU nations? What are a few of arguments for or against letting refugees into the EU nations?
So, in human history, people always immigrate from one country to another for either economic or political reasons. However, from 2014 to 2016, a huge group of migrants have moved from the Middle East to the EU nations. From EU citizens' perspective, these people are refugees because most of them come to the EU nation to seek for asylum. This reading traced the history back to 2014 and made a chronological look at the refugee crisis. So here are some questions you should think about before and after you read this article. So Paul, now I kind of summarized some of the questions students should think about, so we can try to discuss this question together. So first question, where did most of the refugees come from?
Well, there's a number of different areas they came from. However, the bulk, a majority of them came from basically three countries, from Iraq, Afghanistan, and the third country where they had most was Syria. Because Syria right now is having a lot of problems, as we're aware of, so many of them are fleeing, and that's probably the biggest group right now that is trying to get into the European Union.
Yeah, I heard that, and there's a severe war in Syria, right? So why did people come from these countries?
Well, they came here for a number of different reasons. The main reason given by certain groups like the EU and the United Nations is that they came over because of war and persecution, and they're trying to escape, pain, torture, death, or in the case of some of the men, they're actually being forced to join the army, and they don't really want to. Other people are saying, however, a lot of them are not trying to escape, they're just seeing that doors are being opened for whatever reasons, and it's a chance to become economically more sound, to get a better life, better job, and so they're saying, hey, opportunity awaits, let's go over and try to get some money. Another reason, it may be religious reasons. They may be able to, there's actually a video on YouTube about one or two guys, and they want to, spread their religion, so they see it as an open doorway to get there. So that's three reasons there.
So yes, that's why I noticed that in your article you mentioned the majority of the refugees basically are men, right?
Yeah,
because of the war, and they want to make more money, and as you say, some for religious reason. Yeah, they come to the EU nation.
So I think they're trying to keep provide for their families.
Yeah,
a lot of men, I think, just want to, the war. The families are getting hurt. They just want to get their families out. Get some food on the table for their children.
Yeah, I know it's hard, and especially when you have war and you have tried to make a living. So, what are some economic or political issues brought by these refugees in EU nations? Because as we do in the conversation, you mentioned that these people come in and there is no job for the original citizens in these EU nations. So what are some of the issues they brought to the EU nation?
Also, how do they pay for all the refugees?
Yeah.
The refugees aren't bringing in any money. So the citizens of that country have to bring in some kind of income for the refugees. And as a result, it gets more and more burdensome on the actual citizens there to be able to pay for them. And politically, there's a division between the two because because more and more citizens are becoming, let's just say they don't want the refugees there for different reasons, then there's a division going on between the political parties. And you can see this happening right now in countries like France, England, like the Brexit, Italy, Greece, Germany, so there's a division going on.
And as you say in the conversation, these people think they pay taxes. However, the government used the taxes to raise the refugee coming to the nation, right? So that's the huge conflict between these two group of people. And it's a conflict between two different parties. And so at the end, we have two questions for students. So what are some of the reasons why refugees are coming to the EU nations? The second question is, what are the field of the argument for or against letting refugees into the EU nations? So student, if you don't know the answer, try to go to read the article again and think about it.